EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Chicago Bears. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Go, 180! Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, Pete. Check 44, check 44. Check 4, check 4. Hey, I need one over here,
Trubisky gives to Cohen. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
65, 65. 65. Lock in, lock in. Slam. Check, lucky. Move. You go tight. You know.
They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Watch the ship. Ran, go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Quick throw here caught by Gabriel. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Switch.
Looking to throw Trubisky on 1st down. And he completes it to Cohen. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Matchbox light. Hey, Mike 51. It's our time.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. He's got his tight end, Burton. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Trey Burton, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Bryant's extra point up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready?
Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Locke now on 1st down. And right away, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing on 2nd down. Locke. Open man. That's Noah Fant, the tight end. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Fant, the first-round pick out of Iowa, taken 20th overall. Second tight end taken in the draft. Amazingly, the second Iowa tight end taken in the draft is teammate T.J. Hawkinson. 8th overall, he was selected by the Lions. But Noah Fant really wowed everyone in Indianapolis at the Combine and now trying to parlay that into an impressive NFL career. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Second-year punter Colby Wadman out there now for the Broncos as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taken in at the 11. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Alert, 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 alert. Switch gears. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. 18. He's got to double up.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Adam Gotsis, the Aussie, with a sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Lock in.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
A good pickup there, 21 yards. That tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Tight go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Locke, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. Third down.
Brings up third down and 11.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing his lock on third down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Intended for Portland Sutton. Incomplete.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Now this is fielded in the end zone. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. Go! 180! March 47! 18. Push him back. Recon, 132 fighter.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And a little floater there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Ball. Greystone, travel. Alert. Check 13. Check your hot read.
Now Trubisky. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down.
Get up! 180! Hey, alert! Pilot, 64, weak.
First down, a run with Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Kill. Ran, kill. 47 right. Mike, 47. Room. X3. 218, chopper. Spawn. No. Check. Stop.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Trubisky. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. Touchdown, Chicago! Allen Robinson, his third touchdown now on the year as the Bears push further out in front. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Check 99. Check 99. 25.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They do go for it. It's Locke. He's got his tight end fan. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
The Broncos on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Block now to throw. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
That's it, buddy. We got work.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
61, matchbox, lights. Ran, up.
Now Trubisky to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That really sets him back. A loss of 6. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Cloud. Both sevens and Mike.
Now on 2nd and 16. Trubisky. It's complete to Robinson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Switch.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Credit the sack to Von Miller. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Crunch. Alert.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Get up. 180. Mike 27. And here we go. Alert. Watch the pass.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain at all on the play there, and that'll bring up 4th down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Block again here on 2nd and 10. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, wahoo!
A final shot before half for Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
I'm on. Bang, 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 bang. Blue draw Porter. Ran, son. Blue.
Throwing again on second down. Trubisky. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Well, a good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Protein spill. Jim.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The kick by Bryant is good. And the lead now increases to 20-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10.
Watch safety creep. Bravo. Safety's creeping. Joker. Watch the twist.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This is the tight end Fant. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
At the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Hey, let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right here. Go. Check. First down. Fair. Hey, alert 3. Deep grip.
Here's Locke to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike 51. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Check three. Kill.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to fourth down. The Broncos send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
At their own 31-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Alert, alert. Alert, alert. 4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic.
On the draw, this is Cohen. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
What you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
And the Bears first down.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
The throw complete. Trubisky to Miller. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Get him. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it. Hey, ball.
Now his shotgun handoff to Cohen. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Recon, 132 fighter.
I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Hey, check 24. Check 24. 47 to Mike.
Now Trubisky on first down. And he's got his man. That's Robinson. Touchdown Bears. Allen Robinson. His second touchdown of the afternoon as the Bears push further out in front. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I got one.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. His throw incomplete. Deshaun Hamilton, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete. Clinton Dix on the coverage.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Locke. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far.
The end of the 3rd quarter with the score Bears 27, Broncos nothing.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Locke to throw for it on 4th. And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. So no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Locke now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Rush in.
Pilot, 64, weak, 5.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 34-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. On 1st down, Locke. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. Got a man open. It's Sutton. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing his Locke on 3rd down. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Akeem Hicks picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. They'll go for it. It's Locke. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe Yeah, you've taught me this before. Maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Let's go. All day, dog. Check.
They try again with Cohen. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. The Bears on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third down and 12.
Hey, 18. Mike 51. Mike 51. Here we go. Alert.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Ready?
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Ready?
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike 51.
Hey, zoom.
51's the mic. 51's the mic.
On third down, Locke. Buying time to his left. Now Locke, he lost the football to Town. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. Locke's going to sneak it. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They look to throw. It's Locke. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Big Ed. Slam.
Look, squeeze.
Check.
5.
To throw it is Locke. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Intended for Deshaun Hamilton.
Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
I'm letting you know right now.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Being chased out left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. He opted to go with his scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Locke going to go on 4th down. Steps away to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position.
Right, 80.
Let him know, let him know.
Red, top.
Kill.
Red, top. Come. Check.
Topper!
Red, top. Red, top.
Shit.
Oh, Trubisky going to throw. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Bradley Chubb able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, 18.
This is Cohen on the toss. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Red, top.
27, Mike. 27.
Blue.
Man out. Check 4.
Here's Trubisky to throw. He's going to fire one deep over. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
So they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for the Bears, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.